I urge everyone in Hurricane Milton's path to follow all safety instructions as we head to the next 24 hours. It's literally a matter of life and death.
That's US President Joe Biden speaking about Hurricane Milton, which is about to make landfall in Florida today, bringing destructive winds and potentially catastrophic flooding. We're going to cross to Fort Myers in Florida now, and 7 News US Bureau Chief David Woiwod. David, can you describe the situation where you are right now?
Yeah, well, we're actually downtown Fort Myers right now. In fact, we're just looking at one of these roads. This storm surge has just started coming in. So this is the element of this Hurricane Milton that the authorities have been warning about for so long, and we saw it happen with Hurricane Helene just a couple of weeks ago. But this is when these weather systems just bring in all of that water from the Gulf of Mexico, causing these mass flooding events. So it's starting to creep in here. Look, where we are in Fort Myers, we were actually in the path of Milton, but it has pitched ever so slightly north in the past few hours. And so it's been absolutely hammering that Tampa area. We've seen plenty of rain and water. We are expecting the tail end of that in short service too. But look, what we have been having down here is a record number of tornado warnings and tornadoes as well. In fact, I went to a number of those communities today. These were people that had tried to ride out this storm. They reckon that they'd seen a number of them in their time before. They tried to ride it out, and before Milton had even arrived, we had these tornadoes just absolutely obliterating homes and destroying these communities. So a shocking start for all of those neighbourhoods already, but the worst is still yet to come.
More than 100 tornado warnings have been issued in the past 12 hours or so, which is just astonishing. They're calling it the storm of the century. What do we know about its intensity and what's likely to happen over the next 24 hours?
Well, it had been bumping around at a Category 4, Category 5, and then in the hours before it was set to make landfall, and that is set to happen any moment now. It had been downgraded to a Category 3. Now, that might sound like a better prospect, but we're still facing winds in excess of, 220 clicks, and of course that storm surge as well. But what we're also seeing in addition to all of that is the storm, the strike zone, if you will, has widened. It's broadened to take in a much broader section of the Gulf Coast as well. Sorry, we're just driving along and we're just seeing a little bit of storm surge over the road now. So we're just trying to navigate that. It's coming in quickly. But look, there's plenty of routes out. The advice for this area is you didn't have to evacuate. We're right on that borderline. So we're just trying to work that out now. We seem to have found our way out. But yeah, look, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people have decided to ride this one out, Ben. You would have seen all those images of, millions of people really taking cover over the past 3 days. Those warnings have been thick and fast, and they've been coming out really early as well, and that was part of the plan here. There was a huge population that authorities sort of had to move. They didn't want to clog the roads too bad, so they got in nice and early. They've been selling that message. So just that anxious wait now. It's just a wait and see how bad Milton is and if it does deliver.
Yeah, and we saw the devastation that you mentioned from Hurricane Helene recently. For people in Australia who don't understand the geography of Florida, can you give us an idea of just how low-lying some of these coastal regions are?
Yeah, they're essentially at water level, a lot of these areas. And so you have Tampa Bay, which is the main sort of city area. That is where the main population is located. Then you have all these other towns. You have towns like Sarasota all the way down to where we are in Fort Myers, and these are all low rise. We saw Hurricane Helene actually, of course, sweep through here just 2 weeks ago. And we went to a number of those communities. They were absolutely devastated, and they've only really caught the tail end of that hurricane. Of course, that was a big one that swept up through 5 or 6 states. But it just shows what damage can be done by even just a minor one here because of the geography, because of the structure of these homes and the way people live.
And so earlier this week we spoke on the show about the Florida Attorney General who had that brutal warning to residents to get a Sharpie and write their names on body parts so their bodies could be identified after the storm passed. Just incredible stuff. When will we know that it's over?
I mean, how grim was that? That was incredibly grim. That was just the grimmest warning there, wasn't it, Ben? And people had been doing that. We spoke to people today that were preparing to do that.
Yeah. When will it be over? When will we know the storm has passed and the inevitable cleanup can begin?
Well, that's the big question now. So with these hurricanes, they're a little bit wobbly in timing and location and where are they going to hit and the severity. We don't know. That is just the bottom line here. So all those people that have gone to evacuation centres and elsewhere, They'll be asking themselves that exact same question now. When will they be able to come home? Will it be tomorrow? Will it be in a couple of days' time? We're unclear right now, and that's just adding to the anxieties of this region.
Yeah, and what sort of home will they be coming home to? That is, of course, the fear in everybody's minds in that part of the world, while the world watches on. US Bureau Chief David Woiwod from 7 News. We really appreciate you making some time for us today, and you stay safe.
Great to chat. Thanks, Ben.